Women are so stupid. These bitter words were repeated by my father over and over. While mostly directed at my mother when he was in a drunken rage, I was a little girl and I knew that one day I was going to grow up to be a woman. The words pierced my heart every time I heard them. The message served to shape my identity and was embedded in my psyche. Sometimes I felt like it was being grabbed by the throat to silence me whenever I tried to prove that I wasn't stupid. As a teacher, it breaks my heart to see the devastating effects of thoughtless comments on a child's identity. And yet, it heartens me to see how simple gestures and kind words can make an enormous impact. Recently, I met Angel. Her name was a misnomer, I was told, before I ever laid eyes on her. As soon as I walked into the classroom, she worked her well-rehearsed magic to get my attention, talking over me, distracting the other students, and at one point she took the liberty of correcting me when I made a mistake. When I put the class to work, Angel was having none of it. Instead, she attempted to get that party started, and I knew I had met my match. I knelt down beside her and said, "Angel, I wonder if you can help me to keep the others on track because you were one of the best leaders I've ever seen." She looked at me like I had three heads. I told her that she commanded a lot of respect in this classroom because when she spoke, people listened, and she had the confidence enough to help me when I made a mistake. Those were signs of a great leader. Angel's eyes suddenly had a gleam that I had not seen when I first met her. "No one has ever told me that before," she said. In that moment, I knew Angel had already been wounded by words that were shaping her identity. At the age of 35, I entered the doctoral program and I started a new journey, one I wouldn't fully understand until the end. There were many days on this long and winding road when I questioned my ability, doubted my worth, and imagined to myself to be the great imposter. On the day of my defense, I felt like that little girl whose head was filled with so many mixed messages. As I walked to the exam room, flanked by my committee, images of the movie Dead Man Walking came into my head, and I felt weak with uncertainty. Who did I think I was defending my work in a room full of internationally recognized scholars? My father's voice shrieked in my head. Thankfully, I got through my presentation, and as I sat outside awaiting the verdict, I felt paralyzed by the words that haunted me for so long. Then the door opened. My supervisor walked up beside me and said these words: "Congratulations, Dr. Eldridge." The floodgates opened and I wept. Later, one of my committee members said, "Jackie, you can now put that little voice in your head to rest." I was puzzled, and then I realized what she meant. I hadn't understood that my doctoral journey had nothing to do with getting a job at a university. It had everything to do with proving my father wrong and liberating myself from that negative self-image. We are able to reshape our identity through many positive experiences when we embrace who we truly are. I now give myself full permission to silence those destructive voices that try to keep me down. And there is one thing about which I am very certain: women are not stupid.